Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Leal. We continue to transit the Scorpion phase of the moon. Tomorrow it is going to move to Sagittarius late. Um, and this is going to change the mood. But meanwhile, the square between Mars in Scorpio and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius continues to be active. It was perfected yesterday, but this is on track for a few more days. And something that I didn't mention this time is that this could be an aspect, the tensions with Mars specifically, that could be traduced in bumps, cuts, accidents, and in more extreme cases, much more violent experiences. But well, talking about a minor experience, if you want to, with Pluto, this could happen to realize of something that requires to be transformed. Pluto in Aquarius take forms very Uranian of expressing itself. It continues to impulse the death of old forms, both inside and outside, but sometimes through unexpected situations. And when these things are happening, it is good to recognize what was happening, what we were thinking, or what energy we were sustaining emotionally, because nothing that happens to us is casual. Everything is synchronicity. It is an energy of deepening in the impulses that are moving us to take action in certain ways, but also in the things that are preventing us from making certain decisions. Pluto in Aquarius is symbolizing the freedom of old conditionings, and in order for this to happen, an aspect of the ego should die. And for example, there could be people that are, have the desire to make a decision regarding their role in society. This is pretty linked with Pluto in Aquarius, but you can apply this thing of the decision to whatever area of your life that could be activated. And letting go of something to, dedicate themselves, their energy to something that really passionates them, that really causes passion. But there are these conditioned parts, these inner voices that could put these obstacles to that authenticity of the soul. And that could take many forms. This is not the moment. It is going to be very difficult. I'm not going to be able to do that. This is the fear. This is the fear of losing. And this square could present the necessary discomfort, whether this is internal or external, again, to put the pressure so we can take the path that actually leads us to that inner freedom, which is the greater freedom that we can cultivate, because in other cases could be the opposite. I am referring that there could be people that want to get rid of a situation, that want to be free of something that is causing much rejection in their own experience. And in those cases, Pluto, and they are not able to do that. So in those cases, Pluto could be calling us to transform our perception, at least to open ourselves to understand what that experience is trying to show us. Because not every time we are, getting the revelation at the instant moment, but it is about transforming our perception, because if that is happening to us, it is because it is proposing development. What happens is that when we have tensions regarding Plutonian and Scorpion energy, this activates our most instinctive parts. Appears the unconscious fear of being controlled, of being destroyed, which in the end allowed our ancestors in other conditions to survive. But in this case, right now, in this planetary ascension, developing consciousness means to practice to elevate our look in the face of circumstances, and discovering the interconnection that they have with us and their purpose. And also, these aspects could be presenting people with an intentional or not behavior that could remove parts of us that are still holding pain. Could be ancient pain. As I said, this is about deepening, going to the roots of why we are reacting in certain ways in certain circumstances, why the anger could be activated, whether this is because we are not putting the necessary boundaries to take care of ourselves, whether this is because we have fears to make certain decisions, or because we want to control processes of others. And deep down wanting to control processes of others, respond to, wanting the others to be what we want, so we cannot feel, so we are not feeling alone. um, and actually these aspects are calling us to, or inviting us to inhabit the void, but not to lose ourselves in the abyss. It is to do that with true intention of not wanting to cover that automatically with whatever thing. It is, about inhabiting that, and giving way to the revelation of light. Sorry, whether this light it is through our inner reconnection, because there is an acceptance and an integration of our emotions, no matter what emotion we are feeling right now. Because we are not rejecting, we are not judging that anymore, but we are listening, so we can understand what we need. And there could be the clarification of the decisions and the actions that we need to make, where we want to invest our vital force. Mars in Scorpio, in fact, could be a very ambitious position of Mars. And the desire of moving forward over certain goals, it is not negative. I mean, it is not less spiritual. But this square also gives us the opportunity to get rid of what represents ambitions that are responding to control and to power, to ego in this connection, power in distortion. So we can be more connected with the desires of the soul at the time that we need to take certain directions. And usually are the most challenging and uncomfortable moments what really, put this in evidence. So when there is a true intention, a genuine intention of growing in whatever area of life that is being born from these most elevated dimensions of ourselves, to put it in some way, it is from this space that we are receiving the strength, even when we think that we have lost that, so we can rise every time and continue the path. Thank you, everyone. See you in the next video.